Hello everyone, and welcome to the 38th episode of the Save File podcast. Today, we'll be chatting about the GTA Trilogy's underwhelming release, a first look at the Game Awards, and what feels like, well, episode 3000 of Blizzard Watch, who are in the news again, because of course they are. Joining me today is Anf.
Yo, yo.
Josh.
Yo.
And Charbs.
For a second, I thought you forgot about me.
No, I'm just left to tell last. It's alright.
You saved the best for last.
So,
let's not go too
underwhelming
far.
is a bit of an understatement.
GTA didn't launch too well.
Alright.
Let's just say that. But the
So let's...
big news is once again Blizzard. But this time, it's not just big news because it's Blizzard. It's big news because it's the Activision CEO. Bobby Kotick. So, a article was released by Wall Street this morning with lots of different quotes and various sort of insidery knowledge that he had knowledge of the sexual misconduct and harassment at the company.
Right, so he
And
just knew.
a lot of allegations that he suppressed it.
Of course it did.
Of course he did.
But in Bobby Kotick's defense, I've got a bullshit quote from him here. Anyone who doubts my conviction to be the most welcoming and inclusive workplace does not really appreciate how important this is to me. That's a direct quote from Bobby Kotick, who is a professional piece of shit. Let's be real here. This has been coming for a while. What do you even say about Activision Blizzard at this point?
Well,
Just fucking shoot the horse. Let it die.
Cease.
I think
is
this
what I'm
is the
trying to
thing.
say. Just cease.
Evil Blizzard be like, we don't harass women.
I think a lot of people were sort of going to be very upset before this if Kotick wasn't removed in some way, simply because you can't be the head of a company and have all this stuff under your watch.
Have
gonna
all
be
this
bad.
happen. Yeah, no matter what. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be any better if he didn't know it was happening.
But the fact that there's allegations he does just makes it even worse. And there are some allegations that he maybe was a part of some of them. So
No, it would have been a lot better if he had no idea what was happening. He would have looked like an idiot, sure. But not only do we know him to be an idiot, we also know him to be a absolute oxygen thief, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And to
It is...
to no surprise,
I was gonna
some employees staged a walkout today. 100 employees turned out within 2 hours, which is pretty impressive given that
That's very impressive.
it was only called within 2 hours and they got 100 people and most people working from home, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. What really bothers me about this is the reality is Bobby Kotick's a billionaire,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I like, in my opinion, removing him isn't enough. Like, the stuff he's done breaks American law. This guy's literally a criminal at this point. Well, when he gets convicted, but he probably won't.
I don't know.
Because
He
he's a
might.
billionaire.
He might fuck himself with a confession.
But it's just like, even if he gets removed, what have you done? Forced him to retire early after earning billions of
Yeah.
dollars?
Oh no! I have to be comfortable now.
Yeah.
Well, you do remember how he took that big paycheck a little while ago in the same year that they'd fired a lot of employees. So I wonder if maybe you just wonder how much knowledge that they had of some of this stuff coming out, and they would certainly.
He knew.
No, but even coming out this year, because I'm pretty sure it was last year that he took that big pay jump or take home pay, and he's just setting himself up for when he gets fired. Or
It's
removed.
ridiculous.
So, one of the other interesting things I found from this article was that So you guys remember how one of the things they were sued for was paying women less than men?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
so they ousted the president of Blizzard and replaced him with two co-leaders, a man and a woman. So, despite being sued for one of those things, they then paid that woman less than the man.
How the fuck did you get away with that?
It's literally all you're getting sued for, then you go do it again.
It is worth also noting that she's stepped down from her position.
Yeah, so
leaving the company due to her facing. I'll just put it simply: she was treated like shit.
Yeah, so Jen O'Neill,
by the other
who's made co-leader following the sexual discrimination lawsuit this summer, resigned 2 weeks ago and said she was paid less than her male co-leader. She said she is feeling like she has been tokenized, marginalized, and discriminated.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
They just go away. Just stop. Cease.
Stop it. Get some help.
So, there was also... This is all very Blizzard. Very on brand for what we've seen over the last few months.
They've dug themselves so much of a hole that I'm surprised they haven't dug to the other side. Like...
There is no hole. They're in like a Mobius strip.
They're working on it.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's honestly,
Probably
I
made
feel
themselves
like
all the way to...
I feel like every time we like hop in the podcast, we're just like, all right, what's the Blizzard news today, guys?
I mean,
No,
that's
that's
why we're
literally...
doing
I
it
just had this
first.
running joke now, and it started off as a joke, but then it's actually just become reality.
It's happening enough that we could probably make a graphic for it and get money off of it.
We could probably just run a Blizzard podcast. Just what's happening.
we could. No, I like Josh's idea. We'll make a graphic and we'll sell it to Blizzard as an NFT. What do you boys reckon?
So one of the other, just little tidbits that comes out every so often was that Activision emailed employees yesterday saying they'd get the entirety of next week off for Thanksgiving, which a few people were now going, I wonder if that was just to boost morale ahead of today's article.
Yeah,
Just to
that
send
might have
everyone
been.
home so they don't discuss it with each other in the office, and there's not a big talk about it, and
Let's
Just
all
I
be
mean,
separate
hide
and
from it.
divided.
Can I just point something out here? I have absolutely zero things that I could say to defend what Activision Blizzard are doing.
nor,
But can I also say
nor
that
should you.
it's not just them. Like, bear in mind what you just said about giving them a week off. A similar thing's happening with Ubisoft now, where due to the shit working conditions, they've started giving everyone pay raises to sort of ask them, like, in a way to like ask them to stay and everything. But the funniest thing is, guess who got the highest pay raises?
The executives.
The executives, absolutely. And the other thing is, Ubisoft employees gave the executives 100 days to respond, I believe. And there's a petition you can sign to help get their attention. I personally signed it. I think I sent it in chat. I don't know if any of you signed it.
We'll put it in the description.
But yeah, it's also worth noting that representatives of the employees of Ubisoft have said that the executives haven't responded yet. Great way to make your employees feel like they're heard in the office. Just don't respond.
Just ignore them.
It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. I know Josh and Anf, specifically know that I'm very big on unionization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really, and like, shit like this is why.
I know. Well, listen, Charbel's communist tendencies are a contentious topic here.
Communist? You're really painting me in a bad light, mate. I'm not a communist.
Not hard.
It's just, as long as I'm at the bottom of the food chain, I want the bottom to be taken care of. That's all it is.
Yeah. As soon as I'm on top, I cut them off.
Yeah.
Fuck them. No.
It's
It's
just
just like,
what else do we say about Blizzard at this point? They've done everything wrong.
Yeah,
It's
really
finally fallen at their CEO's feet. Finally, or Activision's. Finally, that's actually because I feel like if they take him down, it's gonna be at least a big figurehead for people to get behind, and a big morale boost for the actual remaining employees. Like, hey,
not really.
yeah, it'll help
They'll
a
just-
little bit.
It'll help a little bit, but they're just going to replace Kotick with one of his best mates.
Yeah.
That's all they'll do. Like, the sad thing is,
Well, the
right,
theory is that everyone like Kotick's going to be out by the end of this mess, but
that's not going to happen.
look, I don't think so.
That-
That would be the hope.
Like, I would love for Kotick to face it, but like the only way Activision Blizzard as a company take a huge hit is if they face legal ramifications for what's happened. That's the only way they take a hit.
Well, I think that's
You
what
remove
I
codes-
think that's why this process is taking so long.
I mean, I sincerely hope that at the end of the day, they don't get to settle. They straight up go to court and they have to face consequences for what they've fostered in their own work environment.
Because fucked WoW.
Replacing
That is
replacing Kotick is they're just gonna put another one of his mates. They're gonna put someone exactly like him in his spot. Kotick's already a billionaire. He doesn't give a shit if he has to retire early. Like, you know, the fact of the matter is, like, they need to face serious consequences. That's how I feel.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like Blizzard isn't going to recover from this, though. I just can't see it. They're never going to be back where they were.
They're never going to be what people once thought of.
Yeah.
There was a time where, like, if you didn't know that much about how the game industry functioned and things like that, and you were asked, like, oh, what company do you think would have, like, a great, you know, diverse working environment and, like, all that stuff, Blizzard would be one of your choices.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, there was a time where Blizzard were seen as, like, what a video game developer should be in the office.
They were the gold standard.
Now,
when we were in fucking university learning this, like, everyone wanted to work for Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now there's nothing anyone could pay me to work for them.
I bet you at, like, you know, game schools these days, a topic like Blizzard is just taboo.
I could imagine. Or it's a fucking teaching tool.
Probably. Both.
But I feel, you know, I agree with what you're saying. The days of Blizzard being the golden child of the industry, they're gone.
Yeah, the golden child, the MMO kings, the absolute pinnacle of, like, diversity and inclusion. It's just never going to come back.
No more.
It's just
They've become the ideal of what not to do.
Yeah, exactly. They really
Yeah.
Now, that's enough negative talk about Blizzard. We're going to move on to some negative talk about Rockstar.
I was going to say, we have a lot of positives to start off here.
And I want to talk about the GTA Trilogy. Now, anyone who's listened to, like, the previous, 6-7 episodes has known that ever since the rumors of the Grand Theft Auto PS2 Trilogy being remastered, ever since those rumors were coming out, I was hyped.
You were ecstatic.
Yeah.
I was.
So how does that egg
like,
feel in your face?
I remember being like 7, 8 years old playing San Andreas, and I was like, oh my god, this game is fucking huge. And, you know, all of that. So here's the thing. I held off on buying it at launch. And that's because it wasn't being done by Rockstar internally. It was being done by Grove Street Games, who are formerly known as One Drum Studios, who messed up the PS3 and 360 port of San Andreas. So I was like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see if this will brick my console before I give it money. And I'm happy to say it doesn't brick your console. I'm not happy to say that it's not much better.
So, we should explain some of what's going on with it.
Yeah, so the GTA Trilogy, I'm going to start with its release. You can't buy the original versions of these games anymore, at least on PC. I'm not 100% about console.
I'm pretty sure console is okay, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot buy the PS2 versions on your PS4 anymore and things like that. You have to buy the Definitive Edition. People already aren't happy about that because the Definitive Edition has some definitively bad bugs. And look, I'm lucky. I haven't experienced a lot of bugs. I've been playing on the PS5. I've only played 3 so far, but I've been playing it really sparingly. Maybe that's why. But there are a lot of videos out there showing bugs, the game looking terrible.
It looks bad.
Even just words being misspelled. Like in San Andreas, there was one where it said like something available. It was like a shop.
So it's a Mexican restaurant in San Andreas. Enchiladas instead of enchiladas.
Instead of enchiladas, it's like enchilads.
Enchilads.
That's just one of many.
Enchilads.
There was another one. I think it was another Mexican restaurant, and it said like tacos available in the PS4 version. In the PS2 version. But if you play the Definitive Edition, it doesn't say available. It says avaible. And I'm like, Apparently this is because they sort of like guessed what the word said, as the algorithm they used to like make it look really pretty just didn't know what the hell was being written on the textures.
Yeah,
so
it's
stupid.
a bit of a bad. Whatever they've done is just a mess.
I don't know how they've done
Like,
this, but they managed to almost recreate the glitch where you can wiggle the car and it gets bigger.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like,
As they copied that from Bethesda, they copied bugs.
So I did purchase the game a few days after launch when I found that it hasn't bricked anyone's console yet so far.
Like how that's our bar.
and
Jesus Christ.
That's the bar for what was formerly Wardrum Studios. I only purchased it because I saw Press Start do a review in progress, where they played 3 in Vice City and just started San Andreas, and they were like, look, if you grew up with these and you want some nostalgic fun and you're a fan of these games, there's some fun to be had, but it is a bit buggy and glitchy. So I bought it. And then a few days after I bought it, which, like a few days ago, they put out the final review, and they're like, yeah, it's a solid 6.5 out of 10. And I'm like, oof.
Oh.
I've never seen a Rockstar game score so low.
6.5, that's
Wow.
pity.
Like, and even people in the comments were like, wow, that's a really generous score you've given them. Honestly, I'm having fun with it so far, but I completely agree with the people who are outraged, because some of these glitches are just fucking amazing.
This quote's too good, and I want to give PC gamers some credit here. The Grand Theft Auto trilogy is rife with enough bugs and glitches to make Cyberpunk 2077 flinch.
Oh.
Nah, it's not that far.
Oh.
It's not that far.
Listen,
Yeah, to make it
such a
flinch,
shoddy-
though, to make it think about it.
Yeah. It's such a shoddy launch that
Oh.
all the Pokemon fans got real quiet all of a sudden. Like, alright, you guys can have your time.
Oh, man. Maybe I should start asking for
Pokemon-
remasters at this point.
When is the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
Friday.
It's this Friday, yeah.
This- yeah,
Well, this
Austra-
Friday as
This
of
Friday,
recording.
okay.
Australian time.
I
Hopefully
couldn't
that'll be
remember
one
if
of
it
the
was
things we can
this
talk about
Friday
in the
or
next
past Friday.
podcast, and it's happy.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because I know you and Josh and Anf will be playing the hell out of it.
After SMT5.
yeah, me and Anf have got our own thing. We'll gush about it at the end.
yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
Christmas holidays problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So look, we've been pretty negative this podcast, right? So I want to bring us onto a more positive topic. Halo Infinite released its multiplayer early. You can play Halo Infinite's multiplayer right now.
For free.
For free!
It's free.
Free.
The bad news is I couldn't get it to work. So what happened in my case was I downloaded it, and because I'm Australian, the download finished at like 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I got work tomorrow, but I've got to play one game. So I hop in, right, and I'm just like, all right, let's play a game of SWAT. I click, and there's no way that you can choose like a particular game mode to play. It's just quick play and ranked play. Like, okay, I'll play quick play then.
Alright.
I hop into a loading screen, which looked gorgeous, right? Great loading screen.
Beautiful loading screen.
And it had to be, because I was there for like 2 minutes. And then the screen went black, and then 10 seconds later the loading screen came back. Same loading screen, still looked gorgeous. And then it booted me back to the main menu, and it said, failure to join the game. I'm like, oh, okay. So I click OK. Another thing pops up. Failure to join Fire Team. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Click OK. And then it pops up again. Failure to join Fire Team. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
you told me this. Click OK. Failure to join Fire Team. And I'm like, oh, no.
It's never good when you're told 3 times the same thing.
And this moves on to the next issue of Halo, right? Because as I was talking to the boys saying, well, this is the part where I fucking hop off for the night, because I'm not going to bother trying to fight this game at 9:15. The boys were like, yeah, it's fine. It's still in beta though. Which brings me to my next thing. You can buy the season pass right now. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys fully agree on this, but if the game is charging you for the season pass already, you don't get to say you're in beta.
Yeah.
That's a hard line for me.
Yeah, there needs
Like,
to be some distinction between full release and a beta.
It's
like
I
them
hate
saying
it. Like,
Skyrim's in beta.
It's been in beta for what, 10 years now?
Wait,
No,
shut
we'll
up.
get it
I'm
definitive.
replaying that game and enjoying it.
I can't wait for the 5th definitive edition in 2030.
I'm playing the game
But,
and enjoying it. Shush.
But here's the thing. I've always been a bit like iffy on games that stay in beta and out in the public for like 2, 3, 4 years. And then like it takes them years to get to a product and then they go, oh yeah, now it's finished after you've paid money.
In fairness, some of the best
time
games
and
have
time
done
again.
that.
Yeah, some good games. Rimworld.
DBD,
Some-
7 Days to Die come to mind.
Hades.
Hades.
Yeah, but I still don't like the practice of saying you can pay for a season pass, but the game's not out
Look, in
yet.
fairness, a lot of the ones
Okay.
we're mentioning are smaller games. Halo
Yes, that's
Infinite
very
doesn't
true.
get that.
Yeah, but
It's
when
not like they're working with a
343
small
show up,
team. Yeah.
but when 343 and Microsoft Studios show up and say, right, game's out, but it's in beta, so you kind of can't play the campaign and pay money. You can pay money for that, but that's like pre-ordering. But then you can get the season pass, which you can start working towards now for real money.
In fairness, though, it's not like that'll be active and there for you as well when the game officially launches. So it's not like you're paying for a season pass that's only going to activate during the beta. The season
but
itself
you're
hasn't officially started.
I
You
guess.
but
can
you're
just work on the
essentially-
battle pass.
If the season hasn't started, why are they already charging me for the season pass?
So then you can
Like,
work towards it if you feel the need to. Look, I don't mind it.
Bro, nah, I do. The game's not out yet. It's not fully
There is a
done.
bigger issue with the battle pass.
That it's tedious as fuck.
It's tedious as fuck. So everyone is enjoying the multiplayer. Everyone is loving it. It looks good. It plays well. People are mostly enjoying it. It's just literally the battle pass that people are really ticked off about.
Yeah.
And one of the main things is that you only get XP from doing a few different things. Like getting kills with specific guns, vehicles on certain maps and game modes, which means there are a lot of it. You can play a game, you can go carry the team, but you didn't get a kill with your pistol? That's a shame.
That doesn't count, huh?
Yeah, I hope you're like 1%
Shame.
of your level to the next. Which I think is... It's not a great battle pass. Like, most battle passes are just, we're going to reward you for playing. If you win, you'll do better. If you get more kills, you do better. But, like, having it tied to things where it's like, it's only when you pop up on that game mode. What? So it's basically random if I get progress? As well as, like, some guns not spawning on different maps and stuff.
I thought those missions that you had to do were just like the bonuses you could get for experience.
No,
Not-
it's
not-
like
not the
almost the
entire-
only way.
Yeah, it's like and then it's like the only way, and I'm like, huh? What?
Like, I know, one reviewer said he'd, like, paid... Or one game writer, he said he'd played for, like, 4 hours and got to level 2. Battle Pass. Like, what?
It feels like that would I feel like that just restricts like my play style or just enjoying it.
It does.
And
It
that doesn't make
literally
it
does
fun.
by design.
Like, if everyone's going and trying to use the same gun or the same way, it dilutes the experience.
Like if
a
you
little bit.
if a mission comes up, you play like kill 10 enemies or 10 like online opponents with that assault rifle, that default shit. I'm gonna tell it to get fucked because that is
Yeah,
the worst
or
weapon
Guess
in
I'm
like
the
not
game.
leveling today.
I'm not using that fucking weapon. It's trash.
Like,
Or like,
I
just
hate
melee
this.
and you only want to snipe.
Yeah.
I hate this kind of design because all you're going to see is everyone on day one is going to start pushing through the challenges on each season pass. And if you're behind, then you're constantly playing catch up.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle if you get stuck on something, which is what happened to me in Destiny because I was trying to do the catalyst for a bow and the bow was fucking garbage. And everyone was telling me, oh no, it was like better if you did it when everyone was using the bow because it was easier.
Correct.
So now that everyone's using their normal guns again, I'm fucked and I
Yes,
just gave up on
that
the
is one
catalyst.
thing that annoys me with Destiny Callus, that exactly happens. So one of the ones they released this season was it's called a linear fusion rifle. Basically, it's a charged sniper. And when everyone was using that, it was okay because it was like, it's just me versus you. And, you know, I'll probably die a bit, but I'll start getting some kills because everyone's trying to use it. No one's used to this. If you didn't do that at the start of the season and everyone's back to using the meta weapon, you're in a bit of trouble. The good thing is that a lot of the seasons, that's okay, because like this gun's fine in PvP, but there are some guns that, oh man, if you didn't do that when everyone else was using it, good luck. If you're bad at PvP, good luck.
It is a bit bad design, like, to do that.
Oh no, it is.
It's very much.
Yeah, no,
design.
I don't agree with it in the battle pass.
Like,
I don't agree with it in games.
I would have gone with the tried and true, just gain XP and you go up levels.
Yeah, and
like that.
win, and like it's everyone's playing for fun, and I feel like, especially in a multiplayer setting, I know goals are useful, but I feel like challenges like that just to improve the battle pass, like not to achieve anything, just gain a little bit more XP. I don't know if that's going to drive people much.
Is there mode specific like challenges you have to do? Oh, that's fucked. Because everyone plays scavenger. Everyone. Like the last night, me and the boys were playing Halo Infinite, and we got a few like the typical King of the Hill. I don't know what that's called in Halo. I'm just gonna go with like the generic names here.
The damn it, Bobby.
That's fun.
We played like a couple of sieges. But every single one was scavenger, and I'm just like, isn't everyone getting sick of this? Like, and now that I found out there's like mode specific challenges, I think that's going to be hard if people have their favorite modes, and like not a lot of people would play like a certain mode.
I don't understand.
So I got the perfect thing for this. I got the perfect thing for this.
Yeah.
So years ago, right, when I was heavy in a COD, there was a YouTuber I used to watch who did like gun reviews and how best to set up your classes around those guns and things like that. And he made one video, this was for the original Black Ops, where he was ranting about how to get the pro versions of certain perks, where they were like, I think Marathons was like, oh yeah, like capture 15 flags and capture the flag. And he was like, he was like, why do you want me to play a mode I have no interest in playing? He goes, I'd rather put my balls in a wood chipper than play another round of capture the flag. Like, and like, you know what? He's got a point. Like, at the end of the day, if you're a multiplayer heavy game, and Halo is a very multiplayer heavy game, and you have like 30 different multiplayer modes to choose from, unfortunately, I'm not going to be interested in all of them. There are going to be some where I look at it and I go, no, I'm not playing that.
Yeah, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot
and
pole.
And like this happens in like every genre. It's like when you have racing games, maybe you like, if I'm playing Forza Horizon, maybe you like doing the Baja and cross country stuff, but you don't like doing the road races or the Showtime like stunt stuff. Like, it's gonna happen, but you can't sit there and say, oh yeah, you want to get to level 69 on the battle pass, play some fucking scavenger, and you just don't want to play it.
Look, I think they'll adjust it and they'll take on some feedback. I mean, the whole delay in the first place was because of player feedback and general unhappiness. So I think they have shown themselves to at least be receptive.
Guys,
and I think they sort of commented.
Here. Like, it is just a beta.
Yeah. Depending on what you think of that, yeah.
But you also released it to the public, so I'm going to judge it.
But I think that's the thing. They also released to the public, so then it's not... People haven't paid money for it yet, so they have less of a right to be mad?
Yeah, I suppose. I guess?
If you haven't paid for it?
No, I don't agree with that. I feel like if you put something out to the public, that's you saying, I'm happy for this to be judged.
Yeah.
That's how I
see it. I'm much less likely to be angry at something if I haven't paid money for it. If I paid $3 for a game,
you still have to sink your time into it.
That's I was literally about to say that time itself is a currency.
I agree with that.
Like, if you come home, right, and luckily I don't live far from where I work, but if I did, and it took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get home, I come home and then the beta is shit and the game glitches and I can't play it and then I have to go to bed. I could have used that time to play something else that I would have enjoyed. So, no, if you put it out there, I feel like you should be happy for it to be judged for what it is. I would be easier on it if I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I've a lot more lenience.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say you have less right to be mad.
Maybe a little.
Alright. I actually really want to move us on because Anf is about to get very angry and I really have been waiting.
And it's going to be really funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty great.
So, the Game Awards have announced their nominees for each category, right? And I'm going to work up.
Oh, no.
Oh, I love it.
So I'm going to go through each category. We might skip over a few because there's going to be some stuff none of us know about.
Also, we'll be here forever.
Leave the best for last.
And I'm going to start with Best Esports Event. None of us really watch esports. So I don't think any of us want to comment on that.
Whatever Dota is.
Best
Dota International, which is probably there.
There's Best Esports Coach, Best Esports Team, Best Esports Athlete, Best Esports Game, and the nominees for Game, I'll go over the games.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, CSGO, Dota 2, League of Legends, and Valorant.
Spoilers, it'll be Dota or LoL.
I was going to say, I'm surprised there's no Overwatch. Could it be because of something going on at that studio?
No idea.
In fairness, Overwatch is also not in good state anyway.
It's in like a weird no man's land because they're getting prepped for Overwatch 2. And like, its player base has been dwindling for a bit. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's a dead game, but like, it has been dwindling since.
It needs something.
Content Creator of the Year. I personally don't follow any of these people, so I'm not going to comment. But
yeah,
I'll tell you who they are, in case any of you follow them. So we have Dream, Fusil, Gauls, Ebi, and the Grefg.
What?
So I don't know.
What?
I don't
Some
know.
of those sound like Babylonian myths, so...
So, I don't follow any of them. Next is a category I'm actually really interested in, and it's innovation in accessibility.
Yeah, I like this one too.
Anything
This is actually a
that
great
can help,
category.
anything that can help more people enjoy games will always get a tick from me.
Yeah.
So we've got Far Cry 6, which has a slew of, things that were...
So I
new to
know
the
we've
series
had a
in terms of
lot of goes at
accessibility.
Ubisoft. One of the...
But
They may not do it in studio, but at least in their games, they do present a lot of accessibility and diversity options.
absolutely, $60 from a disabled person is just as good as $60 from someone without a
Correct,
disability.
they don't care. They don't care. It's
So,
money.
So why did you
That's
include this?
Ubisoft.
I like money.
So that's Far Cry 6. Forza Horizon 5 had a really innovative thing where you could play the game slowed down. So if you're driving at 400 k's an hour, the car still acts and moves at 400 k's, but you're essentially playing the game in slow motion. And that was like a really, really
That
praised
can just help
feature.
shit drivers like me. That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know how to speed effectively.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't played it. I don't know too much about the accessibility stuff in that game. I don't know if you guys.
I
do.
know from Avengers, Square Enix did a pretty good job on that side of stuff again, so I imagine they've probably got good options.
Next up is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which Sony...
That can get
I
all the
remember
awards.
I voted for
Give all
that.
the awards to that
I
now.
voted for that for accessibility.
I remembered around the launch of that game, like that was something they really, really pushed. They really wanted this game to be as accessible to as many people as possible. And then the last game, which I don't recall ever hearing of, is The Veil: Shadow of the Crown.
What?
Huh?
That sounds like
The Veil.
that sounds like
Shadow of
someone
the Crown.
making fun of Bloodborne.
You know what? If it had great accessibility options, they get a tick.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, absolutely.
I have
Also,
to check out.
Next
cool
up-
studio name, Creative Bite Studios / Falling Squirrel.
It just sounds
Well,
like...
I do like that. So next up is most anticipated game. We have Elden Ring from From Software.
Can we just question this fucking category?
Yeah, I was about to say...
Why do we
is this
need a
real?
fucking game award for this?
That's like just reviewing which trailer is the most hype, which we don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a shit
I agree.
category.
I agree. My favorite thing is some of these games don't we have no idea when they're coming out. Like, Starfield is here, but we don't have a definitive date for the release of Starfield.
No,
so
we do.
It might be next year's ones as well.
Would you have a date for Starfield?
You know what I would do is I would have a really hyped game and I would delay it year after year and just keep winning this award. Like, Rockstar could do that with GTA 6. Just announce it and then just keep delaying it and win the award year and year again. So we have Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Starfield.
We don't even have a name for that one.
Yeah.
Why isn't Final Fantasy 16 not there?
Why isn't Diablo 4 here? Oh wait, I know why Diablo 4 is not there.
So, yeah, most anticipated game, those are your options if you care about that category.
I care about Elden Ring.
Next is Best Multiplayer. Back for Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim.
I don't think I've played a single one of those games.
I have heard a lot of good things about It Takes Two.
Yeah, same.
And it's on Game Pass, which means I'm going to play it eventually.
I've only heard good things about Take-Two. I feel like Valheim also deserves some credit there.
I was going to say, I feel like New World will take it.
Yeah, but...
I've got a feeling in my gut New World will win this award.
I hope they don't, only because... I don't know. It's Amazon, so I'm like, do we really need to give them any more awards? Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Like, give it to the... Like, Hazelight Studios and Irongate for Valheim and It Takes Two. Like, come on, they deserve a little bit more of the...
Hey, you know what I would do? If Amazon do win the award and they can't accept it on the day, I would charge them for shipping the award to them. So...
And then give them an ad for Award Prime.
Ironically, it'll probably be one of their own employees.
So here we go. Best Sim Strategy. This is the Jack Smith category. I say that because one of the nominees is Age of Empires 4.
He's very good. Very, very good.
And next we have Evil Genius 2, Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Should that be on there? Was that released this year?
I guess it's released every year.
I think... No. I think it released like late last year. So I think it does count. Next up.
August 18th.
Sports.
I can feel fucking air boiling.
We're just working up.
It's close.
Okay,
I know it's close.
Next up, Best Sports/Racing. We have F1 2021 by Codemasters. FIFA 22, which let's not, make their head any bigger. Forza Horizon 5, which hated my computer because I own Trend Micro and kept crashing. Hot Wheels Unleashed, which actually looks pretty dope.
I agree with
that.
that.
I heard that was a good game, but it was still wasn't super polished, but people had fun.
I feel like if it didn't have the Hot Wheels branding, people would have given it a bit more of a chance. I think a lot of people looked and went, "Oh, Hot Wheels! I haven't played with that since I was 3 years old." And yeah, the last one in that category is Riders Republic, which is apparently also pretty fun.
If I'm guessing, I'm going Forza will win it. I did hear good things about this year's FIFA though. I know it's EA, but I did hear good things.
How dare you?
Yeah, no, same.
But I reckon Forza will win it.
I wouldn't vote for Forza only because it's had performance issues in places where I don't know how they're having these issues. Apparently, screen sharing on Discord crashes the game.
What?
Having any kind of antivirus crashes the game, which I have experienced. You know what's funny, right? I want to talk about this. It took me 3 days to figure out how to get Forza working on my computer, and that's on Game Pass, right? And it turned out I had to completely disable my antivirus.
Just what
And the
Microsoft
worst part
wants.
is...
Usually you only have to do that for interestingly acquired games.
Yeah, you know what the funniest part is? Is that sometimes my Trend Micro will pop up with a message saying, "Hey, it's expiring." And you know what happens when it does that? It crashes my computer while I'm playing Forza, and then I have to restart my computer.
It's a cry for help.
Yeah, no, Forza don't get my vote. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying the game, but due to performance issues, you get disqualified.
For you, I still reckon it's winning it.
Next up, we have Best Family Game. We have It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. And all I can say is, if Nintendo don't win this, I would be pissed if I was on Nintendo.
Yeah, I'd be like, wait, what the fuck? 5 out of 6 and we still lost?
I was like,
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 of them are Nintendo. This is going to be really awkward when It Takes Two wins it.
You know what's funny? Apparently It Takes Two, like I said, has been pretty well received. So if it does win it...
It's very... you know what's going to happen?
It's clutch.
Nintendo's going to buy them.
It's purely
the
clutch.
Absolute clutch.
Yeah.
Nintendo's going to buy them.
Yeah, Nintendo will just buy them and just be like, we won.
Next up, best fighting game.
Oh, God.
We have Demons... Okay, forgive me if I mispronounce this, okay? Because it's Japanese.
Do you want me to pronounce it?
No, I got this. I'm going to give it a shot.
Here we go.
Demon Slayer. Kimetsu no Yaiba. The Hinokami Chronicles.
Okay, I'm going to be honest here. You actually got that, like, perfect.
That was good.
Oh, thank God.
I give it a
Thank
7
God.
out of 10.
Yeah, like, no, if he didn't put on the accent, it would have been perfect.
I put on an accent?
Yeah, you did.
You really did.
Okay, I did not realise. Guilty Gear Strive. Melty Blood, which has an amazing name.
What are you talking about? Is it not Melty Your Blood?
Well, it's made by a studio called French Bread, so I didn't think it was Japanese.
It's very Japanese.
Okay, then.
Shut up.
Nickelodeon.
Its source material is a cultured.
Is it a manga?
It's very cultured. Let's call it that.
Oh my God. Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl and Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown.
Virtua Fighter still
only-
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got remade by
You know what? I was actually about to say I hope Virtua Fighter wins.
It got remade by the people who did Yakuza.
What?
Obviously, yeah.
We've broken
Wait,
Josh
what?
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been made.
Yeah.
It's made in like
It
the
was-
same engine, I think.
I like how things
It was
just happen without my knowledge. How dare this happen
It was
without my knowledge?
it was one of the PS Plus games, but it was like a PS5 exclusive PS Plus game.
I do enjoy when we do this to Josh and we just break him mid-podcast.
I don't understand
on.
how.
This is how I have to find out Virtua Fighter still exists.
Now
I don't.
Now we're at the 42-minute mark, and sorry to cut you off, F. I'm about to give you the mic because next up we have best RPG.
Alright, and we're going to end the podcast there. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
and
10
minutes. Let's go, Anf.
And the nominees are not Neo: The World Ends With You, as Amph would have happily loved to see. But what there is Tales of Arise, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Scarlet Nexus, Monster Hunter Rise, and of course Amph's Dark Horse picks, Cyberpunk 2077.
I
have
What was yours, Ant?
Is
okay.
Monster Hunter an RPG?
According to general
Yeah, no,
consensus,
100% it is.
general consensus is now an RPG. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Secondly, what is Cyberpunk doing there?
that's
Nobody
that's
knows.
what I'm about to say. Like, what is Cyberpunk do? I don't understand. Like, Cyberpunk, I'll admit, has a good story in my opinion, but it wasn't a good game. Like,
It didn't work.
yeah, if your game is fucking doo-doo butter, do you even deserve to be in an award? Like,
If it's taken
nominee?
off the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, no, it was taken off all the console stores.
Like, seriously,
My favorite thing was at the time, I bought a PS5 at launch, and like a few months later, I was buying some stuff digitally. And the PS5 store is weird. Sometimes you can add stuff to a cart, and sometimes it'll just straight up buy something. And so it straight up bought something when I thought I was adding it to the cart. And I messaged, I had to call Sony. And like the first question I got asked is this refund in regards to Cyberpunk? If so, press 1.
Oh my god,
no.
it's on
There-
the telephone.
there are two.
Also, I feel
yeah, it
sorry
was-
for you calling Sony. That is one of my least favourite things to have
There
to
are
do.
only two reasons I can think of Cyberpunk being there. One is CD Projekt Red sucked off fucking Jeff Knightley so hard that they needed to be on that list.
They gave the most perfect and sensual blowjob to get them.
Two, this is the Game Awards. They have a major bias towards Western AAAs. They don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
Guys, I figured it out.
Hey,
Cyberpunk was a role-playing game where you role-play how many bugs you can fit into a game.
I get it. You know,
I get
it's not
it,
actually
yeah.
role playing. It's more like a documentary of it.
They saw the RPG list and went, oh, these are all fucking JRPGs. Why isn't there any WRPGs in this list? So they had to put one.
Yeah, they did.
Cyberpunk is gonna win.
They're like,
It was maybe it was like they did with Nintendo earlier in Best Family, where they're like, "Wow, 4 of our picks are Nintendo. Let's throw something from someone else in there."
It's very
the
telling
only
that
other
they were
game was It
expected
Takes
to
Two.
probably win all of these awards if the game had come out to the accolades that people were expecting.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
The
if
critical
Cyberpunk
acclaim
came
people were
out and it was
expecting.
the Skyrim of the new era, it would have won the award hands down.
Yeah.
I know you game journalists technically run the helm with this in terms of like
Yeah, a
general
little
opinion, but I don't give a fuck what you think. JRPGs ran the RPG genre this year. I don't give a fuck what you guys say about it.
They absolutely did. The WRPGs are not pulling their weight.
Not this
I also
year, no.
know that every one of those is better in terms of the role-playing part of things than Cyberpunk.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, even in the most anticipated category, one of them is a JRPG, which is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
I'll let you have this
So, I
one
mean-
because I'm angry for a different reason.
We're too angry at something else.
You could.
Anf must focus his anger like some sort of chi blast at fucking Cyberpunk.
He'll just
I'm
address
sorry.
you after the podcast.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't deserve to be there. It does not. Like
How
what
dare
the
you stand where they stood?
It actually
how
does,
dare you stand where they stood? How dare you?
Okay, moving on before we go any further, because we are running out of time and I want to get through all of these.
Alright,
Best action adventure, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, or Resident Evil Village. Well, the only one I've played on that goes to Rift Apart, and I had a fucking
Come
blast
on,
with that.
Metroid
You guys
Dread,
know I
you
love
can
Ratchet
do
and
it.
Clank.
I think that's a pretty good category. Like, all those are actually good games, and I won't be
Yeah.
surprised. I maybe be surprised if Psychonauts won, only because it's probably the lesser of all the games there, just in terms of critical acclaim, but...
Well, I mean, I would be more surprised if Guardians of the Galaxy won, because it was actually apparently a pretty decent game. I never got around to playing it. But everyone's reaction to it was, oh shit, this is better than the Avengers game.
yeah, everyone just
And
said
Yeah,
that.
no, but that's
That
what I'm
was
saying.
everyone's
like,
reaction.
I think that's probably the best category we've looked at holistically, so...
Yeah, no, out of everything there, I'm not angry about anything being there.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving on, best action game. We have Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal. And I'll be honest, I would happily vote for Far Cry 6. I know I don't want to give Ubisoft's executives any props, but Far Cry 6 was a fucking great game. I loved it.
I like
Yeah.
how
I
they
mean,
emailed people.
with these awards, it's always hard because it's like, what is it? Is it just the best in that genre? Is it, did you push the genre further in a direction or anything like that? And always like, I don't know what we're awarding.
Yeah, what are we
necessarily.
like?
Like,
what are we
What are the
just-
merits?
Like, because I'm gonna be honest here. Like, even though like companies do some really scummy shit, we have to give credit where credit is due.
yeah.
Next up, we have.
But
best
by the way, my
VR.
pick for that, I think it'll be Returnal.
Yeah, I think Returnal might take it.
Returnal looks pretty good.
Best VR/AR. We have Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die Part 2, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4 VR, and Sniper Elite VR. I would love to see Hitman win this, just because Hitman VR just looks fun.
I honestly thought for a second you were saying that Echo the Dolphin was back and it's a VR game.
No, it is not.
Also, I think
It's like-
Hitman just deserves to
Oh.
win an award because it was pretty good.
Next up, best mobile game: Fantasian, Genshin Impact, League of Legends, Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. The only one I've played is Pokemon Unite, and I play that on my Switch.
So
Yeah,
Genshin
I guess
Impact is going to win.
But
I think
again,
it will.
like,
Yeah.
is this just ongoing mobile game? Because like Genshin's been out for a bit,
It's an ongoing, yeah, but it's got like a story and stuff.
but I
But
felt
it's-
maybe
Next
Unite
up.
because but Unite only came to mobile like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah, so,
up,
I don't know.
best community support: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, or No Man's Sky. Final Fantasy or No Man's Sky should.
No
Final
Man's
Fantasy
Sky
should definitely
won
fucking
this
win.
last year, didn't they? Because wasn't that the one that
I don't know.
old mate was pretty surprised that he won. I'm sure it was community support.
I wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised. Like, No Man's Sky is good now.
Yeah, they really, like, I know a lot of people thought of No Man's Sky as a sinking ship, but somehow it's turned into a great game.
It's a functional game.
Fantastic now. Yep.
It's functional.
Dude, it's better
fun.
than Cyberpunk.
Next up, games for
they did win best ongoing community support last year, so
Good.
Oh, good for them. Next up, games for Impact. Now, I haven't played any of these yet, so I'm not going to comment on them. Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Shikori, Life is Strange True Colors, and No Longer Home.
Which category is this?
Games for Impact.
Okay.
So this would be like a game that tackles like serious topics or something like
her
that.
Boyfriend
Right.
Dungeon's pretty funny, but
Boyfriend
just-
Dungeon
it's
is in
weird.
the Impact category?
Yeah,
Apparently so.
What the hell happens?
I don't know. I have no idea what goes on.
Men are tools.
Meta tools? Oh, I see. Oh, really making a fucking statement about society.
We
I
live
think
in a
men
society.
are like literally the weapons or something. It's a
No,
weird
I don't
concept.
know. I saw that and I assumed bad things about it.
Next up, Best Performance. Erica Morty is Alex Chen from Life is Strange.
Okay.
Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6. Jason E. Kelly as Colt Vaughn from Deathloop. Maggie Robertson as Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil.
Ooh.
And I'm going to mispronounce this. Ozoimia Akaga as Julia Blake from Deathloop. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, which I probably did.
I'm giving it.
I'll take Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah,
he was honestly my favorite character.
I'm
think-
giving it not because of Far Cry 6. I'm just giving it to Gus Fring.
I think maybe Roberts,
I think that
Maggie
Lady
Robertson.
Dimitrescu honestly was incredible in Village.
I think she might get it.
Are you saying
she-
that because
she
of
was
her dump
fantastic.
truck ass?
No. I mean, like, performance-wise.
No, I think there are lots of memes about that, but I think she actually also people were like, oh my god, she actually did a really good job as well.
Yeah, she did an incredible job. She was very persuasive and very much... She
Persuasive!
Was the introduction to that game.
Persuasive.
A very persuasive
All right.
Interesting words.
Okay, so moving on. Best audio design. Deathloop, Forza, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil Village, or Returnal.
Ratchet.
I loved the audio in Ratchet.
Ratchet's
I
audio
can't
was.
speak
It was-
to this category.
No, I've played Returnal a bit. I've played I watched the playthrough of Resident Evil. Forza and Ratchet and Clank I've played. Deathloop's the only one I haven't touched, but I do like the theme song for Deathloop. So I guess I'll give them an honorable mention, but I love the design in Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
the audio design, it was fantastic.
The audio design was so good, goddamn good in Ratchet. Like, the weapons sounded like intergalactic, pretty much. Like, how it should.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Best score in music: Neo, The World Ends with You, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Near Replicant, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Art Force.
I have something to say
And,
about that. I have something to say about best soundtrack. Why is Guardians of the Galaxy there?
I don't know. Have you played it?
It uses like licensed music, not
Yeah, that's why.
And
what?
no, Anf, we're gonna have a problem. Firstly, I was being a smartass saying Neo, The World Ends with You. I was hoping that would get a reaction out of you. But I'm sorry, licensed music can play a key fucking role in a game soundtrack.
Okay, also I think because there's audio design and score and music, and I think score and music is how you use it a little bit, and audio design's
Yes.
more original stuff. So I think, because I actually asked Charbs and Anf before the podcast, I was like, hey, because I was wondering the same thing, but I think it...
Yeah, I'm sorry, but no. I know you were joking about Neo Chewie, but that should have been there in place of Guardians.
It has a very good soundtrack.
It has an
But are you saying that just because Guardians uses licensed music, mainly?
no. Oh, probably yes, but I'm not.
So you've played Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've seen a playthrough of it, yeah, with the licensed music.
And you just feel like Neo, The World Ends with You had a better soundtrack.
Yes,
Okay, fair enough.
and
Next
I'm
up.
saying that to be biased as well.
Yeah.
Of course
He
you are.
admits it.
Next up, Best Art Direction. And I'm just going to say, no JRPGs here, thank God.
Shut the fuck
yeah.
up.
I'm kidding. We have Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank, and The Artful Escape. And as much as I love Ratchet and Clank, I want Kena Bridge of Spirits to win.
Yeah, Kena,
That is
100%.
a very pretty game.
I love.
Still feel like I need to play
Kena
that
Bridge of
game,
Spirits.
but that is beautiful looking and yeah.
Next up,
Deathloop didn't
best
actually do
narr-
anything for me. Side note on art direction, just looking at gameplay and stuff.
Best narrative. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. I want Psychonauts to win something, only because Psychonauts 1 didn't get the respect it deserved when it first came out. I know now we look on it and it was like a classic game, but I mean, I would like for them to get a bit of recognition.
What's the category again? Sorry?
Best narrative.
Best narrative.
And SMT isn't here. So sad.
That has a narrative?
Yes, it's all narrative. What are you talking about?
Wait,
I don't know.
which game was that
I'm
called?
just trying to annoy Anf at this point. Next up, we have Best Debut Indie, Kena Bridge of Spirits. We have Sable, The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, and Valheim. And I would be happy if Kena won that.
I reckon Kena or Valheim.
Yeah, I think Valheim might win that.
I think Kena will win that one.
Okay, Best Indie. 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Inscription, or Loop Hero. I want Kena or Death's Door to win that.
I'd be okay with Loop Hero winning.
I think Kena's gonna win that one.
Side note, Devolver Digital has 3 on that.
Yeah, they're they're like the Nintendo of this category.
Yeah, but like, Devolver
If you're releasing that many, when do you stop being an indie?
Yeah, that is a good point. At what point are you not independent?
I mean, they're the publisher, but yeah.
Next up, Best Ongoing Game. Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, or Genshin Impact. Final Fantasy should win.
Yeah,
this.
Final Fantasy 14 should win that.
absolutely should win that.
They should. It shouldn't even be close.
Like, the amount of support that game has is astounding.
They literally killed WoW.
The absolute wholesomeness.
Like, come on.
Do that?
Next up, Best Game Direction. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts, or Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
I want Ratchet and Clank.
What is game direction? What is that as a category?
Game direction.
Define me game direction.
You know how The Last of Us 2 won that last year and it didn't deserve it because of Game Crunch?
Oh, is it like
No,
developing?
that doesn't relate to game direction, does it?
Yeah. What are we talking about? Is it like movie direction? Like,
I mean, yeah, I would say it is. It's how well the game was directed.
okay, so like any Yoko Taro game. All right, got it.
I'd say Ratchet.
Um,
Ratchet 100%.
I would say Ratchet. Ratchet legitimately proved you could make a fantastic fucking game.
Possibly Deathloop.
And it doesn't. And like in this day and age, they showed like even if you make like a small 5 to 8 hour game, it can be just a fucking great adventure.
I like to take that out of context and just have it like they finally proved you can make a good game. All of them before that, not great.
Hey,
Josh, they made a Pixar
next-
adventure.
now game of the year.
Everyone's
this is the big
favourite
one,
category.
guys.
Oh yeah, let's go.
And as a result, we have no JRPGs because they're terrible. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Charbs, I'm tired.
And
I'm tired.
As
Metroid
Amp's
Dread.
rage.
I'm
Metroid
tired. I'm not
Dread.
even angry. I'm tired.
Okay. Yeah. So
Ratchet should win. Ratchet, 100%.
I want
I
Ratchet
fucking
to
love
win.
Ratchet.
That is a very interesting. I feel like that's such a weird game of the year list.
It is. It's a very strange game of the year list.
Like Ratchet and
Like, there's no like. I know they're triple A's, but they're not like blockbusters, which is usually what ends up taking this. So.
Well, it's because the blockbuster for this
Oh,
year was
God.
supposed to be Cyberpunk.
They all got delayed. Yeah.
Ratchet felt. I wouldn't say it's like a blockbuster, but it did feel cinematic in the way that it felt like a Pixar movie.
For me, the game of the year is like the one thing that you need to play that year, and
Yeah.
I feel like out of all these, it's probably Ratchet. I've heard good things about Metroid Dread. Resident Evil, I would put on it was a good Resident Evil, but I don't know if you'd...
Yeah.
I feel like you could miss it, and it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Metroid was mostly about like the exploration and the atmosphere, which it nailed perfectly from what I've seen.
Yeah, but that's what Metroid games are.
Yeah, but Metroid, I don't play for the story. I play for the atmosphere.
Story?
Yeah, story. What story?
So that wraps up the Game Awards for their nominations and awards. And I think that also wraps up tonight's podcast.
I can't wait for us to be wrong on all of this.
I can't believe this took 30 minutes. I can't believe this took 30 minutes. I thought it was going to go quicker than this.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have time to go over like my favorite SMT5 lines.
Well, I spent a good 5 minutes just trying to annoy Anf.
Yeah.
And we also spent a lot of time ranting about the earlier categories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm too tired to get angry any further now.
Alright. Well, Jack, you want to take us home?
Yeah, well, that's been the Save File podcast. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Charbs, Josh, and Anf. It's been good.
Yeah.
It has been good.
Signing off.
Alright, signing out.
Signing off.
Good.